Hey there, welcome to the Lucy.
Hey there, welcome to the Listener channel. I didn't have my mic in. This is pile 2, 3, 4, and 6. Welcome to the gift spirit wants to tell you about. The gift spirit is preparing for you. The gift that spirit has for you that's incoming. Um, the gift that's incoming for you. Something like that. I don't know. It's about a gift. Spirit's giving you a gift. This is what we're going to find out what it is and how to suss it out. Okay, pile 2, 3, 4, and 6 timestamps are in the description box below. I will see you in your pile. Okay, hey, pile 6. So the gift that Spirit wants to give to you, I'll let you know about. We're looking at a few things here. We have quiet retreat, detox your friendships, in reverse, ask help from others. That's crazy. Choose a new direction. So I think this is oddly, I want to say, first off, it has to do with people and spending time with people and not spending time with people at the same time. These two are very similar, right? This is about friendships. This is about others. Both those other energies are in reverse. In the center is quiet retreat. So there's several messages coming in, most of them intuitive, but we'll go with the obvious here. A gift that Spirit is giving you is that of your space, the Lovers. Choose a new direction in the reverse. It's giving you the gift of your space, the gift of your thoughts. It's giving hermit energy. But honestly, it's telling me that you're either going to be finding, connecting with people that you relate with the most. And your quiet retreat, in as much as it is about you disconnecting from the world, you disconnecting from social, you disconnecting from the news, it's almost like those same things that you're disconnecting from will be, and like what you reconnect to will be the basis of the people that you meet moving forward. Like I know I know. Intuitively, the message I'm getting is, and as much as this is about people being in reverse, there's something here about you actually finding your tribe. There's there's something here about you finding people who are going to connect with you in ways that you've been wanting to connect with people. So this tells me that because you've gotten quiet about yourself, because you've gotten more introspective and a lot more understanding of yourself, your outward energy has changed in who you will be connecting with and how you'll be connecting with them, right? Who you used to attract was a reflection of you in one way or another, beautifully or negatively. The certain dynamics that you had with people were a reflection of where you were at and how you see people, or how some parts of you are connecting with them, or your environment or something. But I'm getting here that something has changed. Something has changed and you've changed, right? The Lovers, you've made a new choice, but you haven't made the choice. Your inner being has made a choice, and your world is going to start reflecting the choice that you made. And this could have been a choice that you made several months ago, a year ago, for you to get new friends, new people in your life, new experiences in your life. And that's now beginning to manifest now because it started from the inside out. So I feel like because as a result of you retreating into self, as a result of you understanding self, I don't think this is about you isolating or anything. And some of you may have isolated for sure, but it's giving me more of an energy of somebody who, I don't know, has been doing the work. I feel like you've had your several come to Jesus moments with yourself where you've faced yourself. You've had, I'm sensing towers here. You've had certain towers in friendships, relationships, and you've looked at yourself in the mirror and said, Self, we can take accountability for this. How we reacted was okay. How we could have done this was okay. How I would like to do this in the future is da 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 da. Like I can see, my failings. I can see where maybe if I had turned this up, it would have been better. Maybe if I had turned this down, it would have been better. Maybe if I had paused, maybe if I had acted immediately, right? Like, I just feel like this is someone who's been really honest with themselves and seen themselves and gone, oh, okay, I see. I just feel like you've had tower moments and you've recognized your own stuff, positive and negative, such that it's now like a transformation. Oh, that's really beautiful. Oh my God. A transformation scene in your life where like the, like the magic noises of like things unraveling in magic dust, where the clouds are no longer there casting a dark shadow. Now it's like light and fairies and like animals and cherubs, like where now your world is going to be reflecting the kinds of people that you've been wanting because you yourself have pivoted within yourself, however way that you've done that. Choose a new direction. I think it's been chosen a while ago even, and now you're coming into that fruition, and that's the gift that Spirit wants to give you. As a result of you being able to be with self, whether you've been forced to be with self or you chose to be with self, regardless, you disconnected from the outer world of what the world is telling you you want, what you should want, how you should be, and you looked at yourself and went, actually, this is giving me an example that's quite taboo and it's a hot take, but I think it's very fitting here. There was a man I was reading about whose spouse had cheated on him. And as much as he was upset with her, he understood her reasons. This is a hot take because a lot of what the world will tell you is once a cheater, always a cheater. There's no excuse for cheating, da da da. And while there isn't, sure, there are reasons as to why certain things sometimes happen. Not all the time. Sometimes those reasons are that person's a hoe, it is what it is, da 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 da. But there are other things when you look at yourself in this particular example where he realized that he could see that he took some accountability in what had happened to them. He saw that he wasn't spending as much time with his spouse. He saw that he was being dismissive to his spouse. He can see why his spouse's calls for time together, da 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 da, he never responded to them the way he should have, according to him. And he can see how they both created and that how he contributed to creating that situation between the two of them that ultimately led to that thing happening between them. Obviously, his spouse wanted to stay together, didn't want to end the relationship. They were doing their part, but he also was doing his part, right? And I think that's incredibly powerful because I feel like that's something that has happened here with you. Disconnect from the outer world. So the outer world can tell us things that, sayings, once a cheater, always a cheater, all men are dogs, all women are gold diggers, like whatever that is. All people just want is your money and your da, 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 da. It's like the world will say all sorts of things. It'll also say nice things, right? But when we tune into ourselves and find our own truth and really have those dialogues with ourselves and see where our own bullshit lies, we're able to move forward a lot more boldly. And I think this is what Spirit has given you. This gift of moving more forward boldly in self and taking accountability for self. Whether this is even in business, right? You, as a business person, you could have been attracting clients that weren't for you. And now you're entering into an era of clients who are a lot more suited and suitable for your business, right? Even a workspace, a job that it's a lot more suitable with the people who are there that are more in line with who you are and what you're about, right? Like you're over your own bullshit. Something has happened there with that. Discern and process your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself and you have more clarity about what to do next. So I want to see what Tarot has to say in these last few steps. The Six of Wands in reverse. The Judgment in reverse, yeah. Oh, the Eight of Swords. The Queen of Wands. The Knight of Swords. That's crazy. Here's my thing. This is a very intuitive reading for me. If you get something else from this, hallelujah. Write it down in the comments. Let your brothers and sisters know about that. I feel like the things that you wanted, the things that used to feel good, no longer feel good. They just no longer make sense for you, right? Things that you used to hold on a pedestal, they just don't anymore. Things that way you used to behave, the way you used to interact, the way you used to they've changed. Now it's a six of wands, right? So it's not the biggest thing, but then we look at the judgment, and that's a major arcana. So I take that back a little bit. I think the things that you used to take pride in, or that you used to I don't know, things that you used to covet or whatever, it's almost like you've got your priorities resorted. I'm not going to say that the priorities you had before were wrong. I'm not going to say that. I don't know your life like that, but they've changed. You're no longer beholding yourself to what was and what used to be for you, that old standard. Now you want to be celebrated for new things, right? You want to be celebrated for a new kind of life that you want to live. With the judgment here in reverse, same, right? You're not open to sacrificing or giving more on the altar. I think you've moved on. You're no longer looking to return back to older habits. Eight of Swords, habits that you were once stuck in. Now, for some of you, you're still going through this process, this transition, and the gift that you need to know about is that it's coming. There will come a time when you will attract new kinds of people that make more sense for you. The Queen of Wands is the Knight of Swords, right? The Queen of Wands is the Queen of Action. She's the Queen of Action, she's the Queen of Discernment, Queen of making moves that matter. She's not going to do something that doesn't matter. And even if what matters means joy, even if what matters means making her smile, right? She's not going to be a petty bitch. She's really not. It would be the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, but she doesn't feel petty to me. She looks like she would look at something and go, I've changed. That's not something I really want to engage in anymore. I bless it. I let it go. That's for that time. It's not for me anymore. It's not even like holding your nose up to something. It's just looking at it and being indifferent. The Knight of Swords is interesting. This isn't you. Who is that? Who is this Knight of Swords? Something's coming towards you fast. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. The Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I think you cleaving from the past is coming towards you quite fast. There may be some experiences with people that, yeah, looking at it, she's looking at it, that will come about, that will show you that I've changed. They're not going to trigger you as much as they used to. They're not going to affect you as much as they used to or would have once upon a time. So, that's awesome. I think you're no longer taking the same amount of energy, or you're not giving it the same amount of credence as you used to. And that's a beautiful thing. What's your guidance here? Exchanging gifts. Exchanging gifts in the protection always talks about be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. And it also talks about being receptive. The Queen of Wands is receptive, right? The Queen of Wands is an energy of receptivity, of almost a little bit of passivity, some yin energy. Yin observes, yang acts. This is very yang energy with the swords coming. So there could be something coming your way that will very clearly tell you and show you that you're no longer who you used to be in certain ways as it pertains to people, your behaviors towards people, their behaviors towards you, because you've changed. And that's the gift, because now you're also entering into a new era. I do think you'll be getting access to new kinds of people. We haven't shuffled for that, but I do believe you will be getting to more mature types of situations that will reflect your own level of maturity. Just be ready to pay the piper when those things come your way, because you can't continue acting petty, or you can't continue acting small, or you can't continue acting the same kind of way that you used to. We've grown now, and it's time to act like that. It's no longer, appropriate for you to act from old wounds. It's appropriate for you to identify those wounds and act differently, choose different choices. Is it going to take time? Absolutely, it will take time. I'm not saying that you've absolutely, completely transcended all of everything, but I think you've reached a level where you can definitely see that that's not for me to be doing or interacting with the same way that I used to. I wish you everything. Keep your light and good luck, and let me know how this reading was for you in the comments. Bye. Hey there, Pal 4. So what is the gift that Spirit is bringing for you, that Spirit has heading your way? I kind of want to put this in the upright, but let's see. So we have power of prayer, we have be assertive, we have remain positive, we have bountiful nature. All right, and then we have be assertive, that again is in the upright and also in the reverse. I think this is about balance. At least with be assertive, this coming out in the reverse and it feeling in the upright, but also still balancing itself out in the reverse, is telling me a story of someone who a gift that spirit is trying to give you is to make you aware that it's not a one size fits all the time. Like, you can't just be passive, or you can't just be assertive always, right? Like you can't, we have to we have to practice a balance. Sometimes our masculinity is called for, other times our femininity is called for. It's not about 50-50, it's about knowing when something may be 80-20. There's still that balance. At the end of the day, it adds up to 100. That's what we're trying to do. Balance things out to 100. Not have other parts missing. It's just the equal parts may not always be what we think they are. For instance, to make water, it's H2O, right? It's 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. It's not equal parts hydrogen and equal parts water. I mean, equal parts oxygen. It's 2 H's and 1 O. So that makes up the 100%. That makes that compound of water, the element of water. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here with this be assertive. There may be moments that you are called to be a bad bitch, and there's maybe other elements and times when you're called to be a quiet bitch. There are going to be moments where you just need to give it to your angels, give it to God with the power of prayer. And there's going to be other times when you're going to go out there and get after it. Period. It's about that balance. And I think spirit, the gift here, is really interesting because I'm not sure where that comes in as a gift. I think it's almost like a Patronus energy here. I always give this example of Harry Potter in Prisoner of Azkaban. If you haven't seen it or read it, baby girl, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I call everybody girl. But it's a scene where Harry is thinking that someone else will come and save the day. And it's at the 9th hour, okay? Or the 11th hour. And the clock is about to strike 12 and something bad is about to happen if nobody does nothing. And Harry, in a split second, decides nobody's coming. I have to do this. And this feels like that. This feels like the gift spirit is giving you that of I have to do something, but also you don't always have to do everything. You feel me? It's that balance of spirit has carried you to a certain point, and there's a certain point where you need to make good on your end. It's a thing where you've made good on your end, and now spirit's coming in to take you all the way. Or other people or whatever. Bountiful nature, remain positive, power of prayer, and be assertive. Spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration, reminds you of God's infinite abundance. I think there really is something here about you still moving. It almost feels like, honestly, 80% is spirit for you and 20% is you. That's the 100% that I'm working with here, that I'm picking up on here. Because even with be assertive coming up in the reverse, but still being active, it's really telling me that you're still out here doing it. But spirit wants you to know that spirit is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Still, you're not alone in this. Spirit is there. Spirit is pushing for you. And dare I say it, spirit is having hell a lot of fun pushing for you. What is that? What is that? Spirit is giggly. It makes me feel like the romance angels are up in here. Listen, I love the romance angels. They're so fun. They're so mischievous. They're so cute. The lovers, the chariot. I mean, romance angels are really out here. I'm not using their deck today in this reading. It did want to be used, but the romance angels are definitely here. So I don't know what this is about. If spirit is doing the work for you 80%, but it still needs your buy-in, right? Spirit still needs you to move here and there, but your work is 20%. You don't have to do so much. It could be that in romance. It could be that in even like your money, right? Your money world, your career world, or in other areas of your life, your health, your, I don't know, baby girl. Call everybody girl. The Queen of Cups. Listen, It's looking a lot more romantic. Day by day. Hey, yeah. 10 of Wands. Passion. The 9 of Swords. You're stressing out. You think if you don't do it, you think nothing will happen. You're just stressing out that it won't happen for you, but it has. And for the amount of work that you've done, if you're like, Luce, I've done so much. Luce, I've done so freaking much. I've done so much. I've done so much. Are you kidding me? I've done so much. Please. Then I need you to quantify what you've done loosely. Think about what you've done. And I need you to multiply that to where the ratio of what you've done is only 20%, and the 80 is what Spirit's going to do to make that 100. What you've done, if what you've done so far in your life is 20%, and you're exhausted, you're tired, you're freaking out, you have a hard time sleeping, you're hard time making ends meet, you've been dating and it's not working out, you've been if that's your life, I need you to just like loosen your brain and imagine what 80% of that would be if what you've experienced is just 20. Because that's what Spirit is doing. Spirit is bringing that 80 for you. And if that doesn't make you sort of like break down in a little bit of tears or just humble you a bit, I don't know what would, baby girl. I call everybody girl. I call everybody girl. It's a habit. Queen of Cups. That's a very spiritual being, right? Under power of prayer. Remain positive. Remain positive. You're stressed the fuck out. And of course you are. 10 of Wands is no joke, baby. 9 of Swords is no joke. These aren't joke cards. You've been through it. And for the beauty that God, Spirit, the universe will give you for the ashes that you've been through, the work you've been putting through, baby girl, again, I call everybody girl. You're going to get it. And you're going to get it good. Bountiful nature. It's coming. In whatever area of life this is, it's coming. Temperance. Spirit will balance things out. And again, remember, we started talking about balance in this reading actually at the beginning. Balance isn't just 50-50. No. And even then, if what you've been doing is 50%, for Spirit to provide the other 50% from this energy, that would be fucking fantastic. Who's going to say no to that? Even if what you've been doing is 80%, Spirit gives you that 20, woof. But what you've been doing has been 20%. Spirit's going to come in and balance this shit with its 80% to make it 100. Period. Temperance is no joke. This is balance energy. This is making things acclimate. This is that H2O. This is that for that oxygen that you put in, or for that one H that you put in, Spirit's going to put in the other H and the O. 23. 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I love it. I was thinking about the 10. It was in reverse though. Let's see what guidance Spirit has for you towards this gift. And I'm telling you, fork in the road. You are at a decision point. And you know what the decision point is for you? How I feel it intuitively? It's your thoughts. It's your feelings. It's you looking at what you've been through, looking at the hard work you've been putting in, looking at how you haven't given up, or looking at how you've had to keep on going. Luce, what do you mean giving up? I have to keep on going. Looking at everything that you've been through and blessing it. Thanking God for it. Praising God for it. Remaining positive because, chills. Wow, this is so powerful. That will change everything. How you see what you've been through, if you bless the journey, if you bless what you've been through, because you know for a fact that God will give you beauty for these ashes, that the universe will reward you tenfold. Is it eightfold? I don't know how to, is it 4 times? Right? 20 times 4 is 80. That Spirit will make this Not even just right. Like, right is fucking weak shit. Right is, making it right is basic. Spirit will 100% this. All your efforts will be added on so much more, and you will be floored at how mountains move for you. That's Spirit's gift to you. That's a pretty big fucking gift. And, excuse me, your guidance to this gift is to make the choice. To make a choice, you're in a fork in a road. And to me, as an intuitive reader, I encourage you to go look this up. But intuitively, given the energy I'm reading right now, every time I watch these in back, I'm like, I want to write up a different whole story I'm seeing. But what I'm seeing here right now in this energy is the choice you need to make is what you want. That's new. But really the choice you have to make is to bless the journey that you've been on, bless what you've been through, and know that for a fucking fact, remain positive, because what you're getting is, you're going to get it. And so much more. I wish you everything. Keep your light on, good luck. Let me know your feedback for this in the comments. Bye. Hey there, Paul 3. So what is the gift Spirit is bringing for you? Raise a promotion, let go of guilt. That looked like cult. Get more information. I want to turn these upside down. Be assertive. That's so funny. And communicate clearly. Cool. Bet. Okay. Let go of guilt. Get more information. Communicate clearly. Be assertive. Raise or promotion. It feels like there's something you're not seeing. And the gift that Spirit wants to give to you, it's almost like, that's so crazy. It feels like the gift Spirit wants to give to you has been touching you on your shoulder, tapping you, and you've just been juking and jiving. You're just like shrugging it off, doing a shimmy dance, because you maybe think it's something else. Like you don't trust it, or you're like, it's a mosquito that's on my shoulder, or, it's just, I don't even know. It's a nuisance. So there's something in your world that exists that's been trying to get your attention. And there's a gift in that from Spirit to you. You're just misunderstanding it. You're ignoring it. You're misinterpreting it. That's what I'm picking up on. Now, there could be something, now that I see let go of guilt, you could think, oh, no, it's not for me. It's not for people like me. It couldn't be for me. I couldn't try that. I couldn't aim for that, right? You're shitting on yourself, and you won't dare try to go for it, or dare try to even believe that it's for you or for someone like you. Like you're aiming low, that this thing that's for you is right there, but you're making yourself too small to really see it or acknowledge it or assess it as something that could even be for you. Yeah. It's almost like someone who keeps coming into, like, say you work in service, and someone who keeps calling, or someone who keeps coming, and you're like, wow, what a sweet person. They're so sweet. And you're like, they could never like me. They could never be into me romantically, platonically, whatever. We could never get along. They could never. They could never. And it's like, there's no way that someone would do that for someone they were not interested in. Like, there's no way that if this person didn't like you or was interested in you, that they would come in as often as they have. Are you daft? Are you blind? Look, I'm talking to myself, you know what I mean? There's just no way. So I feel like there's some misinterpretation, some misunderstanding, some missed communication. The Spirit is saying get more information. A funny thing, there could even be some, there's a lot of stories here. There could be something from your past that you thought was your fault, but actually that's not even the story. Do you know how painful that is? To believe that something was your fault because you were young and you interpreted things that way, but actually there was a whole other thing going on, and your whole life you've borne this burden. I would really like some chicken wings right now. Wow. Your whole life you've bared this burden of, oh no, it was because of me that X, Y, and Z happened or didn't happen, and then only to find out when you get more information and ask questions of the adults that were around or to do more research that you kind of go, oh, I didn't do that. I know someone who, when he was a kid, he burned someone else's house down. That's where the story ends. He did that. But imagine if, as an adult, he asked people around and they said, oh, you didn't burn the house down. Yeah, you were playing with matches. We took them away from you. But in the kitchen, actually, like, this person had left the iron on the kitchen and it landed on something and they went to sleep and then it blew, you know, like, that. What if, imagine thinking you burned someone's house down. Now, he did actually burn someone's house down. This is a bad example, but, you know, imagine a scenario where maybe he wasn't the one that did it. So there could be something there where there's some type of misinterpretation of an event that has weighed heavily on you that you just didn't know enough. I think there's something recently that I found out that I just didn't know enough about. And it happens when we're kids, right? We think we understand, and then in our adult minds, we continue that thought process because we never talked to the right people or never asked the right questions. And we think, oh, this is fact. But actually, no, it's not fact. There were other things going on behind the scenes. Oh, I remember what it was. So there's something like that for you here, where a lot of this is about communication, more information, swords type stuff, mental stuff, because there's a raise or a promotion that is coming your way, an elevation of sorts, and it needs your buy-in. It's been tapping you on the shoulder saying, hey, yo, are you here? I know you're in there. We're trying to come through. And you're just like, no. Yeah, swords. The King of Swords, the Hierophant, the Ace of Cups. All in the reverse. These two were in the reverse. Be assertive was in the reverse. I don't even know how that relates. But I think it's about you taking, I don't know. It's almost about you taking ownership to not take ownership. Does that make sense? You taking ownership to not take ownership. You taking ownership to not have taken ownership over something that maybe happened so long ago. Baby girl, it's time to get over it. I call everybody girl. It's time for you to move on from that. It's time for you to graduate from that thinking, that experience, that thing, and go, okay, that was that, and this is me. I'm starting over, knowing what I know. I want to make better decisions for what I want in the future. Letting go of that guilt, letting go of that shame, letting go of someone else should feel guilty for that, so I'm going to hold it over their head. It's like, okay, it's not helping you anymore. I don't know what this is for you, but the gift that Spirit is giving you here is multiple. It's multiple gifts. There's something that has been around you that wants to go into you and enter your home and enter you, but you're not letting it, or you're not noticing it. And then there's also just other stuff that maybe you made yourself small. There's some past mistakes where it's like, hey, let it go. Maybe other people made mistakes and you're holding it over their head, and it stops you from living your best life because your energy is held in shunning them. And it's almost like, imagine if you use that energy for something else, because I feel like you're being called to let go of baggage, to let go of stuff, so you're light enough to float into your next. There's a next here for you that's been around. For some of you, it's probably coming a lot more prominently soon, but this has been around. I just don't think you've noticed because you've been focused on other stuff. Stuff that just is not really necessary for you to be focusing on anymore, you know what I mean? Let it go. It's time to do something new. Stop giving your energy to that stuff. Feed yourself better water. Feed yourself better food. Feed yourself better thoughts. I think it's time to walk away from certain things, and Spirit is giving you very ample space to walk away away from what isn't for you anymore, what isn't for you to be holding on to anymore. And the gift is being lighter, and you need to be lighter for this next thing that's been around you. You need to have not as much stuff and gunk on you to move into your next, because this next has been around. It's yours. It's waiting for you. It's just, yikes, not for you. I will take that. There's some dynamics, there's some stuff in your world that is just not for you. It's time for you to, what did I say? Boss up to boss down? What did I say? I said, own up to own it away. I forgot what I said. Comment it in the comments, because I forgot what I said. But it's time for you to like take ownership, for you to not take ownership anymore. And I think this isn't to say that you go on being like, I was completely innocent if you did do something. It's almost like this says, learn and grow from your past mistakes. Don't just behold yourself to them and stay yourself in a place where you're shoving your own face in dirt. It's kind of like, okay, I made this mistake. I did what I did. Let me learn and grow from it so I can release it, so I can no longer act from a place of someone who made a mistake. Because what you do is then you continue making those mistakes because you don't like yourself. So it's not for you anymore. It's not for you to continue holding yourself. That's not you holding yourself accountable. There's a difference between holding yourself accountable and making yourself feel guilty, right? Like, you can be accountable and say, I made those mistakes and I own up to them. I take ownership. And now I'm allowing myself to release myself from the crucifixion of those things. I'm moving forward humbly and saying, I made these mistakes and I want to do better for myself. I'm allowing myself better. And for some of you, you really need to hear that. You don't have to continue suffering or punishing yourself. Be better, you know? And that's what Spirit is offering you. It's not for you to be holding yourself to something anymore. It's not helping you. Maybe you think it's helping. Oh, I need to. No. This isn't to say, again, that you just move on like, yeah, I've never made a mistake before in my life. No, there's a difference between accountability and ridiculousness. All right. I wish you everything. Keep you light and good luck, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey there, Paul 2. Paul 2, what is the gift Spirit has for you, wants to give to you? We have unlimited ideas, wait, and yes. So this is really interesting. This is kind of personal. Yep. I feel like you are someone who has a lot of ideas, and let's just get this one story out of the way. Let's say you have a lot of ideas, and for some reason when you act on these ideas, they don't come to fruition. And you're like, why? I can't trust my intuition. I don't understand it. There's something here. Or maybe you're someone who just has a lot of daydreams and a lot of ideas for your life. And then you look at the 3D and you're like, okay, like, this will never happen to me. Why do I have these dreams if this is my reality? Spirit is saying, if you have dreams, if you have desires, I should say, for yourself, they will come. They're just not going to come as you have them. Your brain, your heart is probably a lot more advanced and is getting those downloads. You're getting visions of the future in the now. That doesn't mean that they'll never happen. It just means that it's not going to happen in the now, but you're getting them because they are real. Just not in this time, but they are real in a future time. You're just getting those ideas now because you're connected to that future self, that future timeline. This is a very weird reading. Whoa. Timelines. Akashic records. I think Akashic records mostly deal with like the past, right? They don't really deal with the future. Irrelevant. I need to get some dishwashing cubes. Cannot be bothered to get them though, girl. Like, I can't. Call everybody girl. Anyway, Spirit is saying wait. I think you're getting some proof, if not in this reading itself, that the things that you want, you have gotten them. Like you have had your desires come to fruition at some point. It's just gonna take a bit for you to see them. I feel like the gift Spirit might be giving you is giving you a more better glimpse of the future. Not just an idea or like a cupsy feel, but whatever that means. But like, I feel like you're seeing the steps. I feel like you're getting a timeline. That's what I want to get. That's what I want to say. I feel like you in particular, Pal 2, are getting a timeline. I feel like you have desires. You have been given the gift of precognition, pre-knowing of certain things that are gonna happen in your life, or that you, whatever, based off of like how you feel, your desires and the like, but they're not manifested in your life right now. At least you can't see them. And I feel like a gift Spirit's gonna give you is either that knowing that they will happen, and seeing residue of that happening, seeing the seeds of it happening, seeing the yellow brick road of it happening, where you're not at Oz yet, but you know that this road will take you there. I feel like that's what I'm seeing. Like I'm picking up on, like, if you're someone in a business, you're gonna start clicking things into place and going like, okay, 3 years time, I'll be here. 5 years time, I'll be here. And you'll start following that path. Is it going to take that long or that amount of time? Mm-hmm. Or even in a relationship, you'll see and go, okay, got it. This is what I'm focusing on now. This is what I'm locked in on now. And this is going to lead into this, and this is going to lead into that. It's very, very interesting how that happens. I, for one, can attest to this reading very much from beginning to now. How sometimes you get certain aspects and it fits, right? Like why are you focusing on your work, or why are you focusing on your wardrobe, or why are you focusing on your skin, or why are you focusing on your friend circle or your family all of a sudden? Like, why are you getting their urges to do that? Well, that's because down the line, maybe you'll meet a career person in your career that will be heavily family oriented. And because you've sowed those seeds in your family, you can relate to that person and they'll lean on you more for, you know what I mean? Like things like that. Or in the future, you'll meet a partner romantically who they like that you have close ties to your friends, or because they're so busy, it's good that you have close ties to your friends and your own thing in work and career or your business, because they know that you're someone who can handle their lifestyle. It's very interesting how Spirit guides our path in ways that we could never understand until we see the bigger picture. And I feel like for you, my friend Pal 2, you're getting access to the bigger picture, or at least following certain tastes, you're following certain pebbles, certain stones in the road, with a certain knowing that it's leading you somewhere. Seven of Cups in reverse, Temperance, the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the Eight of Swords in reverse. I don't know. Seven of Cups in reverse is giving overwhelm, but it's also giving locked in to me, to be honest. When I intuitively read it and we have the Judgment and the Six of Swords in reverse, it's giving locked in. I feel like the gift Spirit is giving you here is a semblance of like precognition or something. And with the Eight of Swords being the only swords that we have represented here, so many cups, it's giving me an idea of someone who, again, is sort of woken up with a certain level of certainty and is moving differently, but in a way where they know or they trust that this is a time for preparation. This is a time to accomplish other things because something will come that way. Something will be born eventually, or there are things happening in the background with other opportunities that are cooking, and while they're cooking, you'll be cooking. If anything, while they're cooking, you can ... because you know that it's going to happen. This POW is about like some type of certainty, some type of higher knowledge, some type of like emotional feels, knowing that something is something, even though it doesn't look like nothing. This is pretty amazing. So getting your guidance towards this. Clean it up. Yeah, I think while you're waiting for that thing to come, which will come, it's just delayed. Clean it up, right? Clean it up talks about just exactly that. It's quite self-explanatory. Card number 21. Clean up what you need to clean up. Clean up and prepare your space for this thing when it comes. Don't start cleaning up when it comes, because that's embarrassing. You want to clean up your shit now. You want to do the things that you're getting inclined and inclinations to do now, while you have the time, the space, and the energy to do them. Because once this thing, whatever this thing is, people, places, opportunities, whatever, once they come, they're coming, and you want to be prepared. You don't want to feel small when they come. You don't want to feel inadequate when they come. You want to feel prepared when they come, right? And so I love this for you. Do that. Prepare yourself now. Clean up your space now. Prepare yourself now. Keep your light on. Good luck, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye.